In today's gospel, Jesus says something that for most people might not coincide with their experience of faith. So he says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it would obey you. And the reason it's strange and it might not jive with anyone's experience of reality is that if you tried this, if you go over to, I don't know, one of the Rocky Mountains and said, move from here to there, chances are it would not obey you. But this is not the way Jesus wants us to interpret this verse, because having an attitude like that is kind of like testing God. You know, elsewhere in the Bible, Jesus says, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test. So we're not God's owners. He doesn't answer to our whims, but the opposite is true. He's created us. So we'd be foolish to think that we can just get a show out of God or kind of use him as a source of entertainment. There were many people in the Old Testament that did this in the Bible, particularly the guy who history didn't turn out well for him, and that was Herod. You remember in the Gospels, and even in the Passion of the Christ, the movie, he says to Jesus, wouldn't you just perform a little miracle for me? Just one little miracle for me? So again, it's not to get a show out of God. That's not the way we're supposed to interpret this verse. Here's, I think, a useful way of interpreting this verse. If you give God permission to work in your life, you will witness some pretty awesome things. As awesome or even more awesome and meaningful than just simply moving mountains. Okay, so that's the key. If you give God permission in your life, you'll see some pretty awesome things. As awesome and even more than just moving simple mountains. This is the story of all the saints. They simply gave God permission to work, and boom, he did some pretty amazing things through their humble lives. So think of someone like St. Andre Bessette, who all of his life was a porter, so he opened doors for people, but through him, God brought many people to himself. A lot of conversions through the intercession of St. Andre Bessette. Or Mother Teresa. You know, Mother Teresa, worldwide missionary, didn't really start off with a whole lot of things, but just gave God permission, and then God multiplied that to have a global effect. So the invitation for us today is to say the following prayer. God, I give you permission today to use my life for your greater glory. Spend some time with that prayer today and just watch what happens. Okay, you might not notice anything visible or great fireworks, things in the sky right away anyways, but over time you'll notice that God is doing some pretty amazing things in and through you.